The man carefully pressed a homemade magnet against his cellmate's stomach. In the next second, something inside the cellmate's body was drawn toward the magnet. Slowly, the man guided the magnet upward, while the bald man trembled violently in pain. Their other cellmate kept a close eye on the guards, nervous about being discovered. The object inside the bald man had nearly reached his throat when something went wrong. It got stuck. Gasping and barely hanging on, the bald man was on the brink of collapsing. Jack immediately hugged him tightly and gave a firm squeeze. With that, the object shot out of his mouth. The man with glasses quickly picked it up and examined it carefully. It turned out to be a remote-controlled explosive implanted by the prison. Using the same method, the group removed the bombs from their own bodies. To escape the prison, they secretly attached the retrieved bombs to a ventilation duct. Jack then staged a fight with a fellow inmate to create chaos, forcing the warden to activate the detonation system. With a loud explosion, the duct was blown wide open, and the group crawled in during the confusion. But the prison's security system had already released scorching steam into the passage. With no other choice, the group turned back and fled the other way. The cowardly bald man wanted to surrender in hopes of receiving the warden's forgiveness, but in the next moment, he was mercilessly gunned down. The others hid and didn't dare make a sound. Unexpectedly, one of the guard's robotic arms reached into the duct. Just as the gun was about to point at them, Jack grabbed the barrel and yanked the guard in. He then grabbed a shovel and bashed wildly. When they finally broke the helmet, they discovered the guard was actually a robot. Without hesitation, they stripped the robotic guard of its weapon and began firing at the oncoming guards, quickly turning them into a heap of scrap metal. But what kind of prison was this, and how did they end up here? In the future, Earth's ecosystem was devastated by nuclear pollution. To conserve resources, each couple was allowed to raise only one child. Jack and his wife had tragically lost their child in an accident. Fortunately, his wife Anna became pregnant again, but the military discovered this and Jack was sent to prison. To control the inmates, the prison forced each prisoner to swallow a remote-controlled explosive. Jack originally intended to serve his sentence peacefully, but the warden became infatuated with Anna. He captured her and brought her into the prison, openly confessing his feelings to her right in front of Jack. When Jack tried to resist, he was tortured by the explosive implanted in him. For the sake of his wife and their unborn child, Jack vowed to escape. This led to the events at the beginning of the story. Jack and his two teammates climbed to the remote ion cannon and made their way to the warden's office. He held the warden at gunpoint and demanded the release of his wife, but Anna had already been taken to the operating room. Jack threatened the warden to take him there, but suddenly, the prison's AI system activated and the warden was killed instantly by the ion cannon. To their shock, the warden was also a robot. Realizing that saving Anna would require shutting down the AI, they rushed to the control room and disabled the system. All the prison's bioguards shut down simultaneously. Jack then raced to the operating room and rescued his wife just in time. Finally, with the help of his cellmates, Jack hijacked an armored vehicle and escaped through the main gate just seconds before it closed.